The top stories: Ethiopia and Angola explore opportunities to shore up long-standing ties. And the government says tangible progress achieved in poverty reduction, education, health, as well as inclusive finance. Ladies and gentlemen, a very warm welcome to EBC World English News with me, Shifara Olako, and thank you for watching us. Now, State Minister for Foreign Affairs, Misgano Arga, received Angolan Ambassador to Ethiopia, Miguel Cesar Domingos Bembe, at his office today. The State Minister noted that strong bilateral relations between Ethiopia and Angola. He also recognized Angola's significant role in advancing the continent's agenda as it assumes the rotating presidency of the African Union. For his part, Ambassador Miguel Bembe reiterated Angola's commitment to fostering closer ties to Ethiopia. The discussions also included preparations for the upcoming African Union Summit, with both sides exchanging views on enhancing regional cooperation and ensuring the success of the summit. Ethiopia's Minister of Trade and Regional Integration, Kasahun Gofe, reiterated his government's commitment to fostering business opportunities throughout the Horn of Africa region. The minister made this remark at the ongoing business boosting conference, Ethiopia-Djibouti Corridor, which kicked off this morning in Addis Ababa. Being held from 21st to 22nd, 2025, the conference is themed Strengthening Regional Business Cooperation, Serving Beyond the Ethiopia-Djibouti Corridor. Organized by Ethio Logistics Sectorial Association, ELSA, the event aims to strengthen Ethiopia's trade and investment ties with Djibouti, address trade barriers in alignment with the African Continental Free Trade Agreement, and set up a framework. In his remarks, the minister emphasized the importance of enhancing his country's trade and investment relations with Djibouti, highlighting Ethiopia's government's commitment to fostering business opportunities throughout the Horn of Africa region. Emphasizing Ethiopia's focus on diversifying trade through manufacturing and agriculture, Kasahun acknowledged Djibouti's strategic maritime position as a key asset for export opportunities. Moving on, the Ethiopia Coffee and Tea Authority has reported that the country secured $908 million from coffee exports in the first half of the 2024-25 fiscal year. Authority's Deputy Director General Shafi Umar revealed that the Eastern African nation grabbed hold of this revenue by exporting over 204,000 tons of coffee to the global market. Umar highlighted the concerted efforts to boost foreign currency earnings by enhancing the production of coffee, tea, and spices, stating that improvements in operations have contributed to the rising coffee export income. The blossoming surge in revenue from the coffee export trade has been gracefully attributed to the supportive hands of government authorities who have nurtured the sector with care. According to the authority, coffee farmers, growers, and cooperative unions have been granted access to thoughtful credit schemes, breathing life into their endeavors. Ethiopia's aromatic beans find their way to the cups of enthusiasts in major markets such as Germany, Saudi Arabia, the United States, Japan, Belgium, South Korea, Italy, France, and Sudan. Standing tall the fifth largest coffee producer and exporter globally, Ethiopia cultivates this cherished crop across an expansive 650,000 hectares of lush, fertile land where coffee plants flourish under the country's gentle skies. The government has outlined an ambitious goal to export 400,000 tons of coffee this fiscal year, aiming to generate a remarkable $2 billion in total revenue. The official highlighted a significant improvement in performance, surpassing both the expectations for the current budget year and the figures from the previous year. Moving on, the Minister of Planning and Development has underscored government's progressive strides toward achieving universal prosperity by fostering social inclusion. During her appearance in the newly launched interview series Ethiopia in Focus, the minister highlighted the transformative role of national initiatives in advancing economic, social, political, as well as environmental inclusivity. Johannes Fantaun brings us up to speed.
Ethiopia's vision of multidimensional prosperity is rooted in its commitment to sustainable development and social inclusion, according to Fitsum Asafa, Minister of Planning and Development. Over the past decade, the government has implemented transformative reforms across key sectors, addressing historical inequalities and setting the foundation for inclusive growth. By prioritizing policies that promote education, health, agriculture and financial inclusion, the nation aims to lift millions out of poverty and create opportunities that benefits all citizens. These efforts align with Ethiopia's broader aspiration to ensure dignity, security and a comfortable living environment for its people. Talking to the Ethiopia in Focus program, Fitsum Asafa, Minister of Planning and Development, said over the past 6 years, Ethiopia has prioritized agriculture, achieving record-breaking crop production, including the Wheat Development Initiative, which positioned the country as a leader in Africa and enabled wheat export for its first time.
Poverty alleviation is much broader than food security, but food security is really an important dimension of poverty alleviation. So in terms of food security, the focus that the government gave to agriculture sector in the past 6 years is unparalleled to any other time, history in this country. So agriculture sector really enjoyed, policy priority, investment from the government. So, of course, again, the agriculture sector has significantly increased in production and productivity. Now, last year alone, the production in the agriculture sector has surpassed, 1 billion quintals. But if we further, dive into the industrial and most tradable high-value crops, in the past 5 years, we have witnessed an increase of 200 million quintals of, major crops. So that really addresses food security, right?
Minister Fitsum also added that policy reforms in education and health have yielded tangible results, including improved access to quality services. Initiatives like community health insurance and enhanced preschool education are paving the way for universal social inclusion.
One of it would be the policy change on really providing preschool, pre-primary school education through public investment, which has never been the case in previous times. So since the past 5 years, we have that policy shift. We have the community-based health insurance policy, for instance, access to quality health services, and anyone can just walk in and get, any medical services, any medical attention without having to pay, out-of-pocket expenses on the spot.
Comprehensive reforms in financial system and urban housing development have bridged rural-urban disparities, empowering communities and fostering inclusive growth across Ethiopia, she added.
In Addis alone, thousands of houses were renovated or rebuilt again from scratch. Aware village is one of important demonstrations of the government's commitment to integrate those areas into the larger city renovation and rehabilitation and corridor development. So the people who were living in really miserable housing conditions now have, state-of-the-art standard, houses with kitchens, all facilities included, washrooms and other important spaces for public gatherings and spaces for their kids to play and develop. So in Addis and elsewhere in the country where such urban development is happening, those shanty places, those slum areas are being rehabilitated and reintegrated into the urban development efforts.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you have been watching EBC World. Now a quick recap of the top stories. Ethiopia and Angola explore opportunities to shore up long-standing ties. And the government says tangible progress achieved in poverty reduction, education, health, and inclusive plans. Well, dear viewers, that's all the news there is for now. Many thanks for watching us. Bye-bye.